Hey, I love you. Don't ever forget that.
I love you too, Clem.
Keep moving forward.
Swerving in the cool, diamond on wrist and look like glue. Bitch, martial law, love my shoe. Walk in the club and I flex like ooh. Walk in the club and I flex like ooh.
Good job, AJ. You did it.
Now what?
You need to find a way out of here.
We can climb up there. The monsters can't reach us up there. Let's go. Easy climb. Come on. Please. Try. You can't give up. You can't give up. I need you. I need you.
I'm so sorry, kiddo. This is just what happens sometimes.
But it wasn't supposed to happen to you.
My little goofball.
It's Alvin Jr.
You'll always be goofball to me. Hey, look at me. AJ, please. You're such a cutie. How did I get so lucky? Gotcha.
Please, don't be silly right now. Not right now. Please.
I just wanted to see you smile. One last time.
Don't say that. Please. Don't say that.
I need to make sure you remember.
Remember what?
The rules. What's number one?
Never go alone. So I can't leave. Not without you.
AJ,
It's your rule.
you won't be alone. Not for long. Get back to the school.
I don't know how.
Sure you do. One of the first things I ever taught you. You need to make sure they can't smell you, so... There's a fresh, juicy walker just waiting to be gutted. Grab that axe. You know what to do with it. Next rule. What do we do when the monsters come?
Clem,
AJ.
shoot them in the head.
Got any more ammo?
There isn't any more.
Okay then. Fuck. And the last rule.
I want to stay with you. I know what'll happen. I don't care. I don't want to go. I just want to sit next to you and stay. Like that monster couple from the train station. No one would hurt us. Just sitting. Forever. Please. Let me stay.
Oh, sorry, kid. But no. I have a job for you. I need you to get back to your room. I need you to sleep in your bed and have friends and grow tall. Taller than I ever was, I hope. I need you to live, AJ. For me. That's your job now.
Okay, Clem. That's my job.
Last rule.
No.
What do we do if I get bit? Are you gonna make me say it? Fine. AJ, you have to kill me. Don't let me become one of them. Be a good boy. Kill me.
No.
Hey, what's good everyone? Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome to the channel. Sorry I sound a bit out of place. I woke up earlier than I should have, around 8, and I fell asleep around 4. That was my fault. I drank coffee. Anyway, so last night, excuse me, so last night around 3 AM or so, I finally got the chance to complete the final season of The Walking Dead. And in today's video, I want to give my thoughts about the game and how I got into the game. So this is something new to the channel, I guess, that I'm going to be doing. You know, I never really give my thoughts on a video game, and I guess this will be the first, and I hope this gets good feedback. But yeah, so without further ado, let's continue. So I want to go back to like maybe 4 to 5 years ago, around 2014, 2015, somewhere around there. I saw my cousin play the first season of The Walking Dead on his PS3. I'm aware that PS4 was out at the time. I don't think that The Walking Dead was on PS4 though. So he was still on the first episode, luckily enough, so I was able to get to see enough through his gameplay, albeit though not exactly everything. So I just sat there watching, and I was just instantly hooked into the game, and pretty much that's how I got into the franchise. I got to see him play the second game as well, though not all of it. So I decided to, you know, look up both seasons on YouTube and rewatch both season 1 and 2. By the way, season 3 wasn't out yet until December 20th, 2016. So my thoughts on the first season were like this. I really enjoyed the game, the characters, the story behind it, and everything just in general. I liked the way Lee was introduced. He was being sent to prison for murdering the guy his wife was cheating with. Then out of nowhere, this thing pops up, this figure, which was revealed to be a walker, and started attacking the police officer. Well, actually, they crashed, and then when he crashed, you know, the police officer was like, "Oh shit, what's going on?" And then yeah, if you've watched the gameplay, you know what I'm talking about. But at the time, nobody knew how the walkers came to be. But all they know is that their lives are at stake and that they need to survive no matter the cost. A few moments later, though, we get to meet the most important character after Lee, which is Clementine. Before I go any further, though, I just want to say I really despised Clem. From the beginning, I really despised her, dude. I understand she was just a child from the start of the game, but it was so annoying to me at the time, because I was like, I'm 17 now. 4 to 5 years ago, I was, 13, 14, somewhere around there. So understandably, I was still childish. But, now that I'm older, I tend to understand things quite better now. I now know that there was much to tell with her and her future, but I didn't know it at the time, of course. But enough with how the first season began. I'll just get straight to the point. To me, it was by far the best game out of all 4 seasons because it brought something new to the table for fans, to the fans, and I knew they were going to enjoy it as much as I did, maybe even more. It was nothing but a roller coaster full of emotions, from being saved time and time again, only for Lee's mistakes to catch up with them. In short, he got bit looking for Clem, and in doing so, he got caught up in worrying too much about her that he forgot to keep his guard at all times. This was understandable, though, as he had plenty of character development with Clem, seeing as those two were the center of attention throughout the game, and they had a very special bond. So we get to the part where Lee's dying, and it's emotional as hell because Clem had already seen her parents were dead and were now walkers literally moments before, from the guy who kidnapped her, who I don't know his name. I don't even think it was revealed. But yeah, now she had to watch her guardian, who was like a father to her, die in front of her. Well, you can either choose to let him die, like you just get to leave him there, or you get to shoot him. But it was really sad because we had all grown to love the pair, and now poor little Clem was all alone for the first time since Lee had found her in the treehouse. So in my choice, when I played the first game, I decided to kill him instead of letting him turn in suffering, because that's it's really sad if you were to leave a loved one to just die suffering. So I give him mercy because that's what he would have wanted. I'm pretty sure throughout the game that's like a constant thing. I'm not too sure. Which is something that Clem picked up while learning how to survive. Always save the last bullet for yourself. So season 2 comes around, and I never really got to play it, though I have seen all of the gameplay. So I know what goes on, but probably won't spend much time on it. And we see in the beginning that Clem is with Krista and Omid. Still very much young, by the way. She's the same age, I believe. She has the same voice, the same tone, everything. But then she gets interrogated, I guess you can say, by some other girl who's just trying to survive just like she is. Though she's an ass towards Clem, who's, also just trying to live, and doesn't really still have a full grasp of what's going on. So after that, Omid checks what's all the ruckus is about, because, he obviously heard what the fuck was being said. But when he's sneaking up behind the girl, the door that he had opened to get in made a really loud noise when it closed. And the girl obviously heard it, and she got frightened and accidentally shot him, which led to Omid being killed. And understandably, when Krista heard what the hell was going on, she went in there and she saw Omid pretty much dying. And because she was upset, she killed the girl, understandably. Like, what would you do if some random girl just killed your loved one, literally for no reason? And also, by the way, she was pregnant with Omid's baby, which she doesn't get to have, sadly. I'll skip straight ahead, though, when Clementine meets the new people in the game, with Luke being the most liked one out of the group because he was, the nicest one and the most likable guy from the start. I'll say this about Season 2, though. In my opinion, it was my least favorite of all the 4 games. I don't know why exactly that is. Maybe it had to do with the fact that Lee was gone. And, everybody was still heartbroken over it. How could you not be? Plus, it just didn't give me the same vibes from the first season, so that's probably another factor. I do like Kenny's return to the game though, and it was a really touching ad there. In the end, however, you have to make a choice to go with Kenny or Jade, because reasons that Jade thought about Kenny, thinking he was selfish or something. I don't really know. Like I said, I didn't like the game that much. But of course, I chose Kenny because he was a character we had grown to love in the first season, though he was an ass. So yeah, he had his flaws, but he was all around a great character. So yeah. Also, the character known as AG was born, which he is somewhat the center of attention for the next 2 games. So then the next game, which is the New Frontier, also known as Season 3. Ironically enough, this was my 3rd favorite installment of the franchise. Yeah. So we get to play as a whole new character who's named Javier, and yes, Clementine is still very much an important role in the game, although she's not playable. Her purpose, her purpose is trying to get AJ back, as he was taken from her. So understandably, she wants him back because that's the only thing she has left in this zombie apocalypse world. And I like the fact that the game goes back to how everything started with the new characters and how they dealt with it. It was a really nice touch. I'll just say this right off the bat, Kate and Gabe were my least 2 favorite characters in the game. I didn't like Kate because the way she was introduced before all of the chaos even happened. She borderline cheated on her husband named David, also known as Javier's brother. And then Gabe was just flat out annoying, and he was such a damn whiny brat when he couldn't get his way or if he didn't like some of the choices he made in the game. For example, he rats out Javier about killing Conrad if he decides to kill him, but he completely disregards the fact that Conrad would have killed him if Javier hadn't took action. And yeah, I understand that there was an option to hand over Clementine and everyone comes out unharmed, but let's say like you didn't want to do that while playing the game, which I'm pretty sure the majority of players chose to, keep Clementine by your side. Conrad would have killed Gabe and probably more than likely kill Clem and Javier, or Javier could have gone berserk and killed Conrad for what he did to Gabe, assuming that the game went that route. And then here comes the antagonist, Joan. I think that was her name. She was a two-faced bitch. I'm sorry. But nonetheless, she was an interesting character. She manipulated a bunch of people. Excuse me. And on the inside, she was an evil woman whose ideals were corrupt to everyone except herself and her followers. On the outside, though, she seems nice because that's just a persona she's putting on to, hide her true character. On the outside, like I said, she seems nice. She's compassionate and understanding. However, we all learn that she's not. But in the end, you can choose to kill her or let her live, and we don't know exactly what happens to her. The game just, I guess, completely forgot. I don't know. The endings are either David dies, Gabe dies, Kate dies, Gabe die, Kate and David die, Kate and Gabe die, or all 3 die. I don't necessarily know how because I never really got to play it. So yeah, I'm sorry. I've only seen gameplay of it. And now this is where it gets interesting. The game has been confirmed to have a 4th and final season at the end of the credits, continuing Clem's journey to find AJ, and understandably the whole community is excited to play as Clementine one last time. So now we get to the 4th and final season, and because it's so recent, I won't go too much into detail about the game. If you guys want to know more about it, just buy the game or watch gameplays of it. Trust me, you'll enjoy it, instead of watching me ramble on. Sorry, I can't fucking speak. I will say this though, in my gameplay, Clem and Lewis are a thing, which means unfortunately 10 has to die at the end because I chose to let AJ make the hard calls. And yes, I was really heartbroken when I thought Clementine was gonna die, but when I saw her leg was cut from where she got bit, I was so damn happy, dude. Like, words can't even express how I felt. I remember being spoiled about it though, about how Clem got bit before I got to see the actual gameplay, and I was understandably pissed. I wanted to find out for myself through watching gameplay and how it led up to that point. This was on a school day too, so I was already annoyed as I don't like school since I'm like really antisocial and it's kind of hard to get through the day without talking to anyone, and it's a long day pretty much every day I go to school. Enough about that though. I decided to watch the gameplay during my 5th period class, seeing how it's a chill class and, you know, pretty much no one does anything. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just chill, watch the episode, and yeah. And then I saw how Clem got bit, and, you know, understandably I was mad. Then Clem and AJ make up their way to James' barn, and then we see how Clementine supposedly meets her end. Though while watching this at school, I had no emotion. Because, you know, I'm not trying to show my emotion in school. But, you know, I was happy when I found out Clem was still alive. I was very happy on the inside. I wanted to jump, but, you know, I couldn't. And I remember even texting 2 of my friends saying, yes, Clementine is alive. Clementine. I think I said Clementine. Anyway. But yeah, I was so fucking happy. I texted both my friends like, yes, fucking Clementine is alive. Anyway, but because I didn't really show my emotions through it while watching it at school, I decided to rewatch it at home. And when it got to the scene where Clem is supposedly dying, I teared up watching it. Understandably, like, who wouldn't? Unless you have no soul, no heart, that's understandable. But the day after the release of the 4th episode, I wrote down how I felt about the game, and I was gonna put it up on my Instagram story, but never got around to it. I don't know why, so I'll just tell y'all right here in this video how I felt about the game as a whole from season 1 to 4. Alright, so this is what I had written down on my phone. As a fan of the I'm sorry. Let me start over. As a fan of the franchise from season 1 to 4, I can say I'm proud of how the game ended, and even though we won't get another season, I'm just grateful to have gotten to know the characters in the way that I did, and I truly felt like I had a connection to everyone who was involved. This is the only game to have got me feeling different emotions throughout its run, and it had its fair share of tear-jerking moments. But by far, season 4 was the one that finally got me to break down. Especially when everyone thought Clementine was gonna die. They really swerved us on that one, but it's safe to say that myself and the rest of the Walking Dead community are at peace with this decision, and I still strongly feel about it to this day. I feel like this video is just kinda all over the place, and I'm sorry. Like I said, I woke up not too long ago, and I didn't get enough sleep, and because of that, I know more than likely I missed some key points of all 4 games. But yeah, this is also my first time doing something like this, giving my thoughts on a game, and the more I do this, trust me, I'll get better at it. And I would like to do more things like this on the channel instead of just gameplay. I can give my thoughts on a game that I enjoy. And yeah, I guess that's it for now. The reason I did this as well is because I need something to upload. As you guys may or may have not noticed, I've been trying to upload something at least every weekend. And I don't want it to necessarily just be Dragon Ball again, because if I keep doing that, my audience will just expect that my channel is just nothing but Dragon Ball. So I'm trying to branch out to different games, trying to branch out to a different audience who enjoys games such as The Walking Dead, WWE 2K19, Call of Duty, etc., etc. And yeah, so again, I apologize if I missed some key elements, if I was going a bit too fast. I feel like I was. But other than that, if you guys enjoyed it, and if you're new, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you didn't enjoy it, I guess dislike it. I guess. But yeah, guys, that's it. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.